Look at this, guys. That view is just incredible. This is all of the land down in the valley that we've come from. Seriously beautiful. Hi guys, so I had a lovely time exploring in Mbambazi, but now it's time to screw the camera back on my bike and head on down to Musanze. My hosts, Jean-Marie and Theoniste, kindly gave me an escort back towards the main road, stopping to point out a few historic sites along the way. There used to be an Adventist university on this spot, but it's no longer there. Then I was flying solo again, stopping to admire the view and gawp at what appears to be some sort of giant quarry. Only I swear this is a different road to the one I came in on. It felt a lot shorter. The drive back down to Musanze was pretty uneventful. It was a bit of an overcast day and seriously chilly. Before leaving Kigali, I realised that I'd lost my motorbike gloves. I was improvising with a pair of boxing gels, but they're fingerless and the stitching where the fingers end is really thick and started to chafe after a while, so I took them off again. By this point, my hands were really cold. Definitely need to order some new gloves when I get back to Kigali. The weather started to brighten up as I came down out of the hills. It's quite stark, the contrast in temperature. Rosamond's niece, Anne, explained to me that Mbambazi is at 7,800 feet, about 2,400 metres, so the climate is extremely temperate. That's why all of the English flowers grow there. England is a lot closer to sea level, but also a lot further north of the equator, which is kind of the same effect. By this point, I was definitely starting to warm up, and I could feel my fingers again. A friend had offered to let me stay with them for the night, as we were planning to make a video the next day. He told me to head to Susa Gardens as a reference point. I got a bit confused, as I thought he owned Susa Gardens, so I spent a bit of time exploring the grounds. I think we're going to have to check out the flower garden. Well, since I'm done driving for the day, I guess I could even have a beer. Okay, let's go for a little wander down here, see what we can see. I noticed through the trees there's a fire pit. Bet that's really nice in the evenings. Oh gosh, I wish more of Kigali was like this. So beautiful. It kind of makes me want to move to Musanze or even Gisenyi. Oh, I think this is the accommodation. Don't want to intrude. Wow. Beautiful. Quiet and peaceful in a way that Kigali definitely isn't nowadays. So green. Even the bathrooms are pretty. Look at that. What's down here? I think this might be the staff area for laundry and washing. Oh, great big banana flower with bananas. I was not expecting this. Oh, palm flower. Oh, look, a little outside bar. This is fantastic. That's nice. And that looks like a snooker table. Well, pool table. Huh. Very, very cool. Let's go back and have a beer. I think I've earned it. Been on the road quite a bit the past couple of days. Oh, it's nice to be a bit further south though. It's definitely warmer down here. You can feel the blood coming back into circulation. Look at these chilies. There's a whole chilli garden here. It's interesting because, you know, I've never really seen the back streets of Musanze before. I only go down the main drags, so in one end, out the other. And there seem to be some really nice houses around here. Sort of wonder what the pricing is. Oh, time to sit down. So cheers. It's been an amazing couple of days. Just not just going to Mbambazi, but also staying in Roskar's house room was just fabulous. Yeah. What a beautiful place. I hope I can be more involved at some point, you know, it's got so much potential there. Yeah, and what were the chances of kind of bumping into Mikel as well? Because I only met him at the restaurant a few days ago. He dropped by, he has these little pocket guidebooks because he does tours of Rwanda, Uganda and DRC. But he has these little pocket books that are really cool. He dropped by and he just said, you know, do you want to stock them? And I was like, yeah, sure. And then when I was going to Mbambazi, he said, oh yeah, I think he said I'm taking a hike up there. I'm hiking up there, and I didn't realise that he meant like with clients. And it was really cool because he was hiking with a lady who she'd just finished, I think, 3 years teaching in Tanzania, and she was heading back to the UK, and she just always wanted to come and see Rwanda. So she thought, well, might as well on my way back, because when else can I? And so she was on the first day of a 5-day hike, so going up to Gisenyi and then down the Congo Nile Trail. And it was really cool because they turned up about the same time I did it in Mbambazi, and we just spent the night sort of chatting and hanging out, and yeah, it's really, really nice. So we had breakfast this morning, and then they carried on to Gisenyi, and I stayed to do my video of Ross's house and gardens. So yeah, I'm not too sure quite where I'm staying or what's happening, but I'm good. I have my beer and I've just ordered some fried chicken, and I'm just going to sit here and enjoy the evening. Yeah, I didn't sleep amazingly last night. It was a bit weird. I think it was because it was such a strange change of environment, like having gone from blisteringly hot, swelteringly hot in Kigali to like freezing cold up in the volcanic ranges of Gisenyi. And then also just a strange bed, and like it wasn't Rwanda foam, it was some kind of like very soft, comfortable material, and a big thick duvet, which I'm not used to at all. And in a strange kind of house that kind of felt like a cottage in England. I think it messed with my head a little bit, and I kind of woke up a lot. And I think I had a bit of a tummy issue. I think I ate something the other day that wasn't great, so I think combined all together, I kind of kept waking up through the night. But yeah, so I could do with a bit of sleep before I get back to Kigali tomorrow. But I've really enjoyed getting out and seeing other things, you know. When you live in Kigali, like, your world just gets really small and you forget that the whole of the rest of Rwanda is out there and it's beautiful, and it really is beautiful and lovely. Yeah, I need to get on my bike more. I think it's just like having just I was about to blame the restaurant here and go, you know, oh, now that I've got the restaurant, you know, I think that's it. But, you know, even if I hadn't taken the restaurant, I've had so much time that I could just get on the bike and go and see things, and there's always some reason why you don't. So I think I need to get over that and go out and do more and see more and just enjoy. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's beautiful. Just enjoy how beautiful it is. Oh, this looks good. This is gorgeous. The food is really good. The place looks lovely. Definitely Susa Gardens, Musanze. Check it out. It's really nice. Hi guys. So I've I had a miscommunication today. My friend's place is actually over the road, and so I got very, very confused, and I drove around town thinking I was in the wrong place. And I came back, and they very, very kindly offered to put me up tonight, and I unfortunately I declined because I am so dog tired. It's 7:30 at night and I'm going to bed now. Yeah, I had a bit of an upset stomach last night, and like I said, being in a different place just really kind of threw me. So I had no sleep and I'm still not feeling 100%. And you know, sometimes when you've been on the road for a long time, all you really want is like a private bathroom, a shower, and a bed. You know. And I was so low on energy. I was not going to be good company. So they very graciously understood when I checked myself back into Susa Gardens. And I have to give a big shout out to the lady that runs this place, because she gave me her card. Actually, I'll leave her name. But just such a nice lady. I think she thought I was a tourist at first, and when I asked how much the rooms were, she gave me kind of tourist rate. And then she looked at me and she said, but it is negotiable. I sort of said, how negotiable? And it turned out it was very negotiable. And she did me a real solid. She did me a really, really good price on this little room here. And I'm very grateful, because I'm just going to melt. I'm going to have a shower and then I'm going to melt into that bed, and I'm not setting an alarm, and I'll see what time I get up tomorrow, and then I'll get back on the road, get down to Kigali. So tomorrow I was going to meet up. There's a chocolatier here in Musanze who makes chocolate. Like, I think maybe he buys the chocolate and he melts it and reforms it. I don't know. I'm not too sure. But I'd love to figure out his process and meet him. But I realise that I am not fit for anything at the moment. Like, I haven't had a day off in about like 3 months, and there's some stuff at the restaurant that has to be sorted out ASAP. So got to get back there and sort that out. But I am going to definitely book to come back to Musanze at some point in the future, especially like just this little place, Susa Gardens. It's made me realise, you know, there's a lot about Musanze that I don't know. To me, it is just one long highway. You come in at one end coming from Kigali, you come out at the other going to Gisenyi. There's a couple of speed bumps in the middle, and a hospital by the side of the road where I once had malaria. They were very good. Yeah, so like driving around the back streets and seeing the cobbled streets and the quiet little houses and finding this place with the garden kind of made me realise there's definitely more to Musanze than I actually know. So I would like to come back at some point and explore more when I have some energy. And I think it was the right thing to do to break up that drive and stop off here, especially with all of that off-roading. I think my brain was getting a bit scrambled. So yeah, I'm definitely a good call, and I'm very, very grateful to my friend that he's just letting me hide myself away and be quite rude and antisocial tonight. Because you know, some days you're done. You just desperately need that quiet space and a hot shower, and not to interact too much. I'm one of these people, I need a lot of space. I love to be social when I'm feeling social, but when I'm tired, it's like, I need my space. So that's what I'm going to do tonight. And then we're going to head back to Kigali tomorrow. So, it's been a whirlwind 2 days. Well, it's been 2 nights away from home, and I think I could definitely do with longer, but I'm going to go to bed now. Night. Oh, they've got fluffy slippers. You know how much I like fluffy slippers. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. And there's a really sweet welcome note as well. Welcome, we are happy to have you here and wish you a wonderful stay. I do like this place, actually. It's quite sweet. And best of all, we've got a shower. I am 100% getting into that. I was going to say tonight, but realistically, I think I'm just going to sleep. Got my bed set up, very ready to get into this. I do love me a decent mosquito net. That is a very, very decent one. Often they're just like a little circle in the middle of the bed. But this is a proper square mosquito net. What a beautiful morning view. Surrounded by banana fronds. Good morning, lovelies. It was definitely the right idea to book myself into a room last night, and I had the most wonderful sleep. And this morning, their shower, it took a moment to come hot, but once it was hot, it was a gorgeous hot shower, proper hot shower. I spent much longer than I probably should have under there. Weird one though, last night there was something, I think it was in the roof. I heard like a scuttling sound, and something was like growling, like it sounded like some kind of wild cat or something, and it did that a lot. A lot, but then I fell asleep and I didn't notice it again. But yeah, what a beautiful way to wake up, like all of these banana fronds behind me. And the birds' song, and yeah, I feel like I've had a proper night's sleep. So I said no to breakfast, but I think I'm going to go and see if they've got something on the menu that I fancy eating. Breakfast was 10,000, it wasn't included because I paid a really reduced price for the room. But I might go and see what else they've got on the menu, or just drive down the road a bit and find a sandwich. I need to go and put some petrol in the bike, I think. So then I'm going to get on the bike and we're going to head back to Kigali. I thought I'd film a bit of the ride today, and maybe use it as a chance to answer some questions that I've had in comment and seen online about life in Rwanda and things like that, because we haven't done that for a while. I sometimes go on a walk and I answer questions about living in Rwanda whilst I'm walking. But we've got a bit of a ride ahead of us today, so I thought I might do it on the bike. Yeah, let's get going. Well, this is one of the most wonderful plants. It's a type of jasmine, night blooming jasmine. It just has the most incredible scent. You can still smell it a little bit, but at night time it's really strong. It's gorgeous. Time to load up the bike. It's been a really nice parking spot actually, protected from the rain. The next day, it was back on the road south to Kigali. This allowed me to drive around the back streets of Musanze, which is something I'd never done before. To me, Musanze is like this big, long road. There's one turn-off in the middle that takes you to the gorillas, but I never really thought there was much else. These back streets are changing my mind. They're really beautiful, and Susa Gardens was a mini oasis away from the main road. Here we go, turning right back onto the main road south. I'm sad that I didn't have enough energy to film another video. But despite what you might think watching the finished product, filming and editing takes a lot of work. It's work that I enjoy, but I have to have the energy. Still, it's given me a reason to come back. If you live in Musanze, let me know what you think the top things to see are. Maybe I can check them out next time I'm in town. I just need to pop in and get some petrol. I think my tank would probably get me back to Kigali, but I don't want to risk it.
Stopping off at Nagana's for breakfast. So I stopped off at Nagano's, which there used to be two institutions in Musanze. There used to be Nagano's, and directly opposite there used to be Kramer Coffee. And we stopped at Kramer Coffee on the way up to Mbambazi the other day, and it's changed ownership, I think, and it's been moved out of town, because it looks like where it used to be, they're now building a food court. The only thing I'm not sure about, I can see that they've built the food court, but I don't know if they've built any parking. And that's always kind of the thing, like in Kigali you see these big buildings going up, but there's never any parking, so I think maybe that could happen here. It would be great to have a food court, but there's so much traffic going past that you need somewhere to actually park up to go and eat. So yeah, because Kramer's not there anymore, I've come over to Nagano, and they've got an inside area, which is where most people go, but they've also got this beautiful garden, and I don't know why, but you never see anybody sitting out here. But yeah, I mean, it's really beautiful sunny day, so I just thought I'd come and sit in the garden, and I'm going to have a tuna sandwich and a tropical shake, tropical smoothie, and then I'm going to head on back down to Kigali. So yeah, I'm hungry. Oh, this looks so good. Definitely going to get me back to Kigali. Oh, they've got the mint-tipped toothpicks. I love these. A little bit of minty toothpick. The bathrooms here are nice as well. They've got potpourri.